Dear friends, how do you feel about homelessness? Do you assist these folks, or do you just pass by and keep your eyes closed? Homeless folks are frequently observed strolling along. Homeless persons are frequently seen wandering the streets, sitting on the ground, and attempting to stay warm in subway vestibules or at apartment building doorways. Some of us have compassion. Some of us just try to ignore them, and some of us don't even notice them, with understanding. And some of us simply try to ignore them out of disdain. However, whatever the circumstance. Except that she had no idea who was standing in front of her, and it just so happened that this poor guy is known to the entire world. The protagonist of today's story has demonstrated in practice that despite the cruelty of the modern world, there is still kindness, compassion, and mercy. But first things first. Catherine traveled to the Big Apple one day from France with her family in order to have fun. The woman, who works in tourism in France, had always wanted to see New York, and this trip was going to be her chance. She was expected to have a vacation she would never forget. And so it came to pass that Catherine, her kid, and her husband decided to visit the nearby cafe after taking another stroll through the busy downtown streets. Everything was going well, the pizza was wonderful, and everyone was in a good mood until the woman's eyes caught sight of a homeless man rummaging through a garbage can outside the pizza shop. In addition to seeing the unfortunate man right away, Catherine also saw a significant number of individuals who were simply rushing down the sidewalks and were not paying attention to the battered man's plight. I felt sympathy and pity for the man at that time, the woman subsequently admitted, as she did. She was devastated. So, without a second's thought, Catherine picked up a large slice of pizza and walked up to the homeless man, who had just finished eating something out of a trash can. As she drew closer, she kindly handed him the bag of food. The homeless man just inquired as to what was in the bag, but it is fair to say that he was shocked. Catherine attempted to respond in English, but she only managed to get half of it out. The homeless man was pleasantly delighted when the homeless man said, "I am sorry, but the pizza is cold. Take this bag. I am sure God won't let your efforts go unrecognized. God bless you." He then took the bag. "I pray for your well-being." As it turned out, it wasn't the conclusion of the narrative at all. It was just the beginning because Catherine didn't know who the man was. Catherine appeared to have done the typical thing that a normal person with a heart would do and could have forgotten about it forever. What a surprise the family was 2 days later when Catherine and her family went for breakfast in a little cafe close to the hotel, when a hotel employee handed the unwitting French tourists the most recent copy of the New York Post, which featured a picture of her with a, as Catherine herself observed, "I was baffled by what was happening and how the newspaper photo got there. All of us were perplexed about it, but then something unbelievable happened." "Do we truly not comprehend who is in the image?" the hotel clerk questioned. He then opened our eyes after hearing, "No. Richard Gere, a well-known actor in Hollywood, was actually the homeless man searching through the garbage can. You might be wondering how it is possible and what he was doing there. Simply said, at the time, a movie was being filmed in New York where Richard Gere was portraying a homeless man. It so happened that Catherine and her family somehow wandered onto the set, which they didn't even realize because of the enormous audience, during the scene at the dumpster where he was going through it to get food. Richard was confused at first because the screenplay failed to include a woman holding a pizza, but he soon surmised that the kind Frenchwoman had only made a mistake and mistook him for someone else while wearing his disguise. He gratefully accepted the food and thanked her for it, and he was astonished for a long time afterward by how nice, compassionate, and caring individuals can be. When she came home, this time Catherine herself was interviewed and even signed autographs. Soon the images, like the story itself of an average Frenchwoman and a Golden Globe winner, spread around the world. Richard, on the other hand, would subsequently claim that he desired to thank the woman personally. By the way, I am not sure if the story was true, but whatever. However, Catherine herself emphasizes the need to treat everyone with dignity and respect. Take advantage of the opportunity to assist someone who is in need right now if you have the means to do so. Just pause and take a glance around. Who knows? The person you're helping now might end up benefiting you tomorrow. You have it, then. Tell us in the comments what you would do if you were Catherine in this story. If you enjoyed the video, please rate it. And I'll talk to you later.